I want to see him not get back to me now. It will be for better or for worse. This is what this woman says after committing the atrocity of throwing away her daughter's milk. Then she tells her daughter that she doesn't want to be doing this, but it's necessary, to get daddy back. And then she takes the little girl inside. Inside the house, she complains that the girl's father is not answering his calls, and then decides to send him an extremely dramatic fake audio saying that their daughter is not well at all, that she won't stop crying, and that soon he will need to go see her because she might be sick, so he'd better hurry. After sending the audio, he feels confident that now he will come and that she will get him home one way or another, and as you can see, the little girl is perfectly fine. Just imagine the worry of this father and then his frustration when he arrives. So watch until the end to see what will happen. It is impressive. The boy arrives eagerly as expected, knocking on the door continuously, and she comes calmly to open it. He immediately asks where her daughter is and she asks him to calm down. He says that she scared him with that audio and that now he demanded to see the girl. She then tells him the truth, that she is fine and calm, sleeping. She also says that he needs to keep his voice down so he doesn't wake her up. He is clearly out of his mind, quite rightly, and also says that it is not the first time she has done this kind of thing and that he is tired of her games because they are stressful. Can you imagine your partner making up excuses and lies to get you out of your house, out of your work, or even out of your leisure time, saying that your child is not well, that your child is ill or sick? This drives anyone crazy. But this woman tries to trick him in every way, telling him to sit down because they need to talk. According to her, they need to have a serious talk. He insists that she shouldn't call him there for nothing, especially during working hours, because he even had to talk to his boss to leave work earlier, and she should stop causing him trouble, because the only commitment they have together is their daughter. And by the looks of it, she is perfectly fine and she didn't need to call him. After that, she touches him and calls him baby, which he doesn't like it very much. But she says that they were, and always will be, a family, and he needs to understand that. Now he really loses his patience, saying that he can't believe she is making him waste his time listening to these conversations again. After all, the guy was at work and received an audio from his daughter's mother, who was desperate, saying that the girl wouldn't stop crying, saying that she wasn't well and that she was probably sick and that he needed to go there in a hurry. But when he got there, he found out that it was all a hoax. Until then she was just listening attentively without refuting anything, but when you least expect it, this changes, because, she says you know what? And confesses that the conversation she needs to have with him is really important. She says that their daughter's milk has run out. That's right. That milk that you have seen her throwing away, she now says she has run out. And she says that he needs to fix it and buy more. She even throws the milk can on the floor. The indignant boy says that this is impossible, because he bought that can of milk the day before and that she needs to understand how much a can of milk costs. The boy does not accept the answer and says that a can of that would have to last at least a week and not a day, and that she must be kidding him. She says that if he comes home he can follow closely how long it lasts, that he can even make the bottles himself. The boy tries one last time to explain to her that they are no longer a family, that he now has a girlfriend and will build a family with her. He also says that it was because of these kinds of toxic attitudes that he broke up with her, and yet she continues to act the same way. And then he says that the worst regret of her life is that he chose her to be the mother of his child. Not that he regrets having had the girl, because he loves her more than anything in this world, but that he chose the worst mother he could for her, because she is a person who is disgusting. Then he says that he will leave and that she will only call him again when it is really important, and then he will leave. She, to everyone's astonishment, says that this plan may not have worked out, but the next one will. Now leaving home with his girlfriend, He has his daughter practically thrown in his lap. He asks his ex what's going on and she says it's his day to be with her. He refutes, saying it's her day. She makes several excuses, and to end the matter he says that it is better she stay with him, seeing the irresponsible mother she is. As if it was not enough, she still offends the boyfriend of her daughter's father and tells him to take care of her near his daughter. She says goodbye, but before they can get rid of her, she says she needs the milk money. Instead of waiting for him, or his girlfriend to take it, invasive as it is, she puts her hands in his pockets, takes his wallet, and takes the money. Then yes, she says goodbye to her daughter and the two and hums, "The more I know this woman, the more I doubt her insanity, and with more pity I get the child and the child's father, who need to live with her, because the bond that the couple has after having a child is unbreakable and there is no way he can escape it." When to the daughter, well, she will need to learn to understand the situation. And you guys? What do you think about it? The boy knocks on the door, she answers. But then we see another boy come out of the house, say goodbye and greet him. But without delay he leaves and she invites him in. He asks who the boy was, she says he's a cousin of hers. She does not believe his answer and moreover, harshly judges the conditions in which the house lies. He even claims that she is not a real mother because he is bringing unknown men to the house. He says if she wants to hang out with people, let her do it in motels and not under the same roof as her daughter. She says that's not what he's thinking because he's just a cousin and was just visiting. The angry man tells her to stop lying and says she needs to respect his daughter because now she was her family, and that we should protect our family. But she's not doing that. Then he advises her to take better care of the girl, tidy up and clean the house better and keep these unknown men away from the little one to prevent anything from ever happening. She doesn't seem to pay much attention to the things he says, because she's visibly distracted and you can tell she doesn't really care when, out of the blue, she puts her hand on his chest. Obviously, he pulls back and removes his hand. He then hands the milk he came to bring to his daughter in her hand and says that she should be doing the same as him, fulfilling her obligations as a mother, fulfilling her responsibilities. Somehow he orders her to take care of their daughter right once and for all. And then she asks a question in which the answer is so obvious to everyone but her. She asks him whether or not he wants to be with her. The boy can hardly believe what he just heard. Then she repeats the question. And the boy spells out the obvious. She gets very angry and just does not accept his no as an answer and tells him that he will stay with him, yes, and that they will see each other every day, because he will have to bring milk every day. She also says that they will return to be a beautiful happy family whatever it takes, whether he wants it or not, because this is the right thing to do and this is what they need, and that they will only be happy like this. He replies that he would never be happy with her, let alone their daughter, so he would get custody of her, so he'd never have to see her again and their daughter would never have to live in that pigsty again. And then he says he's leaving. She doesn't say a word, until he leaves. After he leaves she says you won't be happy without me ever. But a boy records everything with his cell phone. There she is, bothering her child's father again, sending an audio, because he obviously didn't answer any of her calls. She says she ran out of milk again, even though we can see the bottle is full. But she says herself that she wouldn't leave him alone and that's what she's doing. She also says oh he better hurry, and then she says goodbye. When meeting the little boy who was recording the woman, he asks if he is sure it is his ex-wife and he replies yes. And he can hardly believe it, and then asks him to send him the video. But the girl insists that he get paid first. So he pays him. And the boy sends him the video. He gets the video, thanks the boy and both leave. Now we know the woman's mother, the little girl's grandmother. And she's asking if you don't mind even taking care of her for a week. She says no, but asks what she will do. He replies that he needs to win back the love of her life. His mother does not agree much and thinks that she should let the boy follow his life. The girl stresses and asks whether or not she can look at her granddaughter. She says yes, but thinks she is in need of help, that's all. And then she hands her daughter into her mother's arms and bids them both farewell. I mean, what could she do? We can only help people that want to be helped, right? She did right accepting to take care of the child, because if she didn't, she would ask someone else. Now at home, alone, someone knocks on the door and she will answer. It's the love of her life. He asks where their daughter is and she replies that she will be gone a week. He asks insistently where she is. She replies that she will be gone for a week and that they can spend time together. He stresses more and demands that she tell him her exact location. She says he doesn't need to worry because she is safe. And the discussion goes on and on. While the boy is extremely concerned about the whereabouts of his daughter, the woman begins to propose and say that she would do anything to get him back. In the meantime, there is a policeman, who came with the boy, listening to everything behind the door. It seems that the more impatient the boy gets, the more she provokes him, even saying that he must be stressed that way little cause of his girlfriend who does not meet his needs as a man. He replies by saying she must be out of her mind and that she should respect his girlfriend. But above all, he doesn't want her to change the subject. He wants to know where his daughter is, and the only thing she answers is that she's okay, that she's safe and that he doesn't have to worry about. What comes from her is not very reliable. He then says that if she does not say exactly where their daughter is, he will have to take action. As predicted, she does not take it seriously and continues to make jokes and talk nonsense. Until he gets tired, looks out and then decides to call the cop. The girl is extremely shocked to learn that he has brought the police with him, who demands to know where the child is. She then finally assumes that the daughter is at her mother's house. But the policeman says they have circumstantial evidence that she is mistreating her daughter, wasting food and letting her daughter go hungry. She doubts that there is evidence and then the policeman says that it was recorded she throwing the child's milk away and letting her cry for hours, and then he shows her the tapes. The same does not seem a little embarrassed or sorry, just claims that had his privacy invaded. The man explains that it was not he who recorded, not that it matters, because what matters was what she was doing. Noting that discussions will not take anyone to nowhere, the officer decides to act, saying that she will be taken to the police station so that the situation is investigated and from there they decide whether she needs to go to a psychiatric hospital or even to jail. She asks her daughter's father if he will let it happen, if he will do nothing. He, in turn, remains silent. I believe I've suffered enough at his hands and now he just wants some peace. And as she's taken, talking non-stop, he just contemplates the nothing.